We're back at the Bowling Green High School Gymnasium. It's boys' night out here. It's the semifinals on the championship bracket. We've got a good one. Clopton leads Winfield 27-23 after 2 periods of play, and I would have to say that Winfield certainly did have an answer for Clopton. Played very well and have been in this game from the opening tip.
They have, and Winfield needs to do a little better job on the defensive glass, because if they would block Clopton out a little bit, they'd be probably ahead in this game. And on the flip side, Clopton's been ice cold from deep. They've only hit 2 threes, and they've probably shot 10 or 12, I would guess. And so that's been their Achilles heel. Plus, they turned it over 7 times. So they didn't really take the best care of the basketball in that first half.
Winfield pulled that press off sometime in the second quarter of play. I would certainly expect to see that as we move into the latter stages of the game, because it did have some success.
It did, and the only issue with it is they were getting beat on the glass. If they didn't get the turnover, they were in trouble, and I'm sure that's why Coach Groves pulled it off, and I'm sure they're having that conversation as we speak right now.
Well, when you're setting up a triple team, if you get around the triple team, numbers, simple math says you're going to have numbers on the offensive end.
Exactly.
Just underway in halftime. We're going to step aside for a break and be back with more after this on Eagle 102 Sports. Midway through halftime of the first championship semifinal tonight, Clopton on top 27-23. I'm Rodney Dolbear alongside Jim Ross. Gordon Sanders running shotgun and controlling your video.
Working on the audio. Let's look at the scoring in the first half. First for the Winfield Warriors, Bo Schulte leads them with 11, only player in double figures. 4 for Camden Burke. 3 each for Brady Capel and Drew Hines, and 2 for Mason Pruitt. They were 3 for 3 from the line. Didn't shoot a free throw in the second quarter, and by my count only turned it over 2 times. So that's pretty good work by the Winfield Warriors. For the Hawks, nobody in double figures. Keen Evans with 6. Tucker Salmons with 6. 7, I should say, for Josh Harvey. 5 for Adam Lindsay, and 3 for Trey Spoonster. The Hawks were 3 for 5 from the line, and they did not shoot a free throw in the second quarter either. And they turned it over 7 times. Interestingly enough, a 17-13 score at the end of the first quarter and 10 apiece in the second quarter. Gives us a score of 27-23 at half. The Bowling Green Tournament 100th anniversary coverage is brought to you by Mimi's Pantry, Law Office of Briscoe and Brannon. Edward Jones Financial Advisor Kayla Caldwell, Service and Supply Co-op, and Lincoln County Technical Center.
3:15 to play. Clopton is back on the court taking their warm-ups before the third quarter begins. We'll step aside for a break. Be back with third quarter play-by-play after this on Eagle 102 Sports. Well, we're about a minute and 20 seconds from the beginning of the third quarter here at Clopton and Winfield. The first of two semifinals on the championship side of the bracket tonight. Keep in mind right here on the radio, Bowling Green and Van Far will play about 15 minutes after the conclusion of this game in the second semifinal. Should be a good one there, but this one's been a pretty good one so far here as well. The lead is 4 after Clopton handled Winfield pretty handily just a few days ago.
They're already about ready to start the third quarter in the little gym. Ellsbury leads Silex 32-25, so they may be just a touch ahead of us over here.
I thought our game really played pretty smooth.
Yeah.
Weren't a lot of foul shots, no foul shots taken in the second quarter by either team.
Nobody in foul trouble. The most by any player is 2, so everybody will be full go here in the second half.
Well, they've stopped the clock. Must be getting ready to reset it to 0. Evans, Genowine, Harvey, Lindsay, and Salmon, starting 5 back on the court for Clopton.
Looks like the same will hold true for Winfield as Capel is back from his minor setback.
Clopton will get things underway. They'll move left to right on your radio dial. They'll have the ball to begin the third play, and we're underway. Salmons gets it to Genowine, back to Salmons. Genowine dribbles top of the key, gets in the air, gets the pass off to Lindsay.
Winfield's playing an interesting 2-3 zone if you watch it. They got a guy close to him. They guard him man until he gets rid of the ball.
Layup won't go from Genowine. Rebound strong underneath for Capel. Burke comes into the near court. Winfield down by 5. Schulte beyond 3. Puts it on the floor, guarded by Salmons. Picks up his dribble, give and go, layup. It goes, crawls over the front iron. Nice give and go there as Capel gets on the board.
27-25, Clopton.
Hawks into the near court, sets up the offense. Genowine thinks about the 3, passes it up. Top of the key, Salmons back to Genowine. Evans swings it left side for Harvey. Back to Salmons. Evans just outside the free throw line, spins. Going to call him with a double dribble or a carry.
Yeah, he got it hung up on his hip as he spun around with it. Unfortunate, but
did a nice job of showing surprise, but it did not fool the official.
Old Petey Matthews has been around a long time. I'm going to guess he's in his 60s and still blowing the whistle.
After the turnover, Winfield a chance to tie, take the lead with a 3. Bounce pass inside intended for Burke. Slapped away by Genuine, but Burke gets it back. Resets between the circles. Has Hines in the corner. Back to Schulte. Burke. Offensive foul. They're going to whistle Mason Pruitt underneath, setting what would be considered a moving pick, I suppose.
The other thing about this, Rodney, is Winfield scores 46 a game and Clopton 71. So Winfield's been able to control the tempo of this game to keep the score down where they want it.
So turnover gives it back to the Hawks just almost 2 minutes into the third quarter. Evans holds it high, back for Harvey. Left wing Genuine, guarded by Hines. Harvey spins in the lane. His shot off the glass and in from about 6 feet.
He's got 9. Nice move that time by Josh Harvey.
Lead back to 4, 29-25.
Winfield led by 2 in that first half. The biggest lead of the game was 6 for Clopton.
Burke gets it into the paint. Capel, he spins. Right-handed shot over the front iron and good. Got good position and converted. He's got his second bucket of the third quarter.
Yeah, he got deep that time on Genuine. There wasn't anything he could do but let him shoot.
Clopton let him get the ball far too close to the basket. Hines is going to pick up a cheap one there. Just reached around Lindsey, slapped at the ball.
That'll be 3 on Hines, so that's something to keep an eye on as Luke Lindsey comes back in for Adam.
Hate to see him picked up like that. You're just standing out there on an island. All the officials are looking at you.
Well, if they're refereeing right, only one of them is, but I get your point.
Yeah. Three-pointer open for Genuine. It's good.
They can get that going from deep. That'll loosen things up for the Hawks, and their lead's now 5 at 32-27.
Capel picks up his dribble, holds it high, gets it to Burke. Left side of the circles. Beyond 3, has an easy path to the basket. His shot off the glass and in. There was a breakdown there.
Yeah, defense took a little nap that trip down.
The lead is 3. This one's thrown out of bounds. I thought maybe Hines got a hand on it, but they're going to say it goes over.
It was deflected.
Hines has a interesting grin on his face.
They're going to take a look, get together and talk about it. We had a pretty good look through there. That ball was deflected by Hines, I believe, and he knows it.
He kind of gave it away. He had a
little sheepish grin. That game, he's still grinning.
Yeah. So Clopton will have it underneath their own basket on the far side of the court. Harvey triggers to Evans. Harvey gets it back. Evans dumps it, has it stolen away by Pruitt. Pruitt will give off to Burke in the backcourt. Burke had a big collision there with Capel. Burke, weak side, nice give and go for Schulte. Good take.
Schulte has 13, good assist that time. Back to a 1-point game.
4 minutes into the third quarter, 32-31. Evans gets it down low, ball's on the ground, stripped away. Winfield just ripped that ball out of Evans' hands, which is, you don't see that very often.
Brought it down to his waist, and the guards gobbled it up.
Burke drives, he's cut off, gets it back out beyond 3. Capel hangs in the air, gets his man in space, gets him up in the air, converts the basket.
And we got a ball game as Winfield takes the lead at 33-32.
Harvey comes into the near court to Lindsey. Lindsey right side. Lindsey has it top of the key. Salmons to Harvey. Evans. Backdoor cut. Lindsey's going to be fouled as getting in the air was Hines. And
that's going to be 4 on Hines, I believe.
He just jumped up and came right down on the back of Luke Lindsey. Lindsey will take a seat on the bench. Genuine back in.
Hines will go to the bench as well. Keel will return.
Spoonster checks in for Harvey. Genuine triggers. Gets it in for Lindsay. Baseline Evans. Evans spins. Nice cut. Genuine.
Little underhanded scoop pass to Genuine. He shot a layup as the double team came on Evans.
34-33. Clopton on top by a point. Schulte into the corner for Keel. Schulte gets it back top of the key, left wing Burke. Burke in the paint around his man. Underneath the side of the basket was hit, so that is a turnover. Dead ball. Clopton will have it with the 1-point lead.
A little surprised Clopton hasn't pressed a little bit harder in this to try and speed this game up a little bit.
Winfield with the steal. Keel ahead of the pack. He takes it to the right side of the lane. It won't go. Rebound Burke. Nice defense, Salmons, to prevent the layup. Into the corner. Pruitt's three on the way. It's no good. Rebound Evans. Evans looks ahead. Finds a cutter on the right side all the way to the glass. It won't go for Lindsay. Rebound underneath, controlled by Winfield. Schulte pulls it down. Quickly into the near court. He takes it all the way. His shot, it won't go. He gets his own rebound.
Call a jump ball on that. Wasn't held very long, was it?
That
and the arrow
was close.
Yeah, give it back to Winfield.
Looked like Winfield was going to pull the rebound down. Got it tied up. Another three-pointer on the way. This one's good. Mason Pruitt knocks down the tray.
And it's a three-point lead for Winfield. Their biggest of the game. Or checking 2-point lead. That's ties the biggest lead of the game.
Timeout on the floor. We'll step aside for a break as well. 36-34, Winfield by 2. Back with more after this on Eagle 102 Sports.
'100th anniversary coverage of the Bowling Green Invitational Tournament is brought to you by Williams Road Repair Shop and JGS Cattle Company, Home Bank, Custom Work Salon Tanning, Magruder Limestone Company, and a Taste of Philly. And we thank all those sponsors for making it possible to bring you all these games all week here at the 100th Annual Bowling Green Invitational.
So after the timeout, 2 minutes, 4 seconds to play in the third quarter. Clopton has the ball, trailing by 2, 34-36. Harvey comes into the near court, has Genuine on the right wing. He's guarded by Pruitt. Evans gets it down low, kicks it out. Three-pointer on the way from the corner. It won't go for Lindsay. Rebound weak side. Lindsay with the rebound. Nope, that was Harvey with the rebound.
And Schulte's going to pick up the foul, and we'll go to the line for the first time since the first quarter for either club, actually. Josh Harvey will shoot 2.
He's 1 of 2 on the night. As you mentioned, those shots coming in the first quarter.
Makes the first as Luke Lindsay will return. Solomons will take a seat.
Makes 1 of 2, 36-35. Full court pressure, Clopton. Burke dribbles around Evans. Has a man cutting his Pruitt. He travels. Had the layup, tried to get Lindsay in the air. He did so, but moved his pivot foot.
Had a little curly shuffle in there right at the end.
A minute 36, Clopton down by 1. Genuine left wing beyond 3 at the hash. Puts it on the floor. Keel falls down. Three-pointer on the way, right wing. It's off the mark. It won't go for Lindsay. Rebound underneath Pruitt. Ahead of the pack. Into the near court for Schulte. right in front of his bench. He gets it back to Burke, who comes to the left side with the left-hand dribble. Kicks it for Keel, open for three. It's on the way, off the mark, rebound underneath. Nobody home for Clopton. Easy gift bucket, and the conversion for Bo Schulte.
Rare breakdown for Clopton on the glass that time. Biggest lead now is 3 for Winfield.
Everybody on the Clopton team was running down the court hoping for the long rebound, I think, and the run out. The lead is 3. Pass is stolen. Keel ahead of the pack. He'll run the right side. Uncontested to the glass. Misses the bunny.
Goodness.
Rebound controlled by Clopton. Harvey comes into the near court with it. Genowine fakes the 3, drives baseline, has it off the glass and in for Genowine. Well, that was a big swing right there.
Sure was. A wide open layup, a 4-point swing, and it's 38-37. Winfield with 21 ticks to go. Looks like they're going to hold for 1.
17, now 15. Burke holds out near the midcourt stripe. Got a little close to the midcourt stripe. Burke with 8. Burke puts it on the floor, drives, in trouble, kicks it out. Keel open for 3. It's good. At the end of the third quarter, Keel hits a 3 to give Winfield a 41-37 lead. That's their biggest lead of the night. We'll be back with the fourth quarter after this on Eagle 102. We've got a good one, 41-37. 8 minutes left in this one as we get set to start the fourth quarter of play. Another 10 points for Clopton in that third quarter. 18 for Winfield as they ran down the Hawks, erasing the halftime lead, and they lead by 4. 4 of 7 from the line on the night, 1 of 2 in the third quarter for Clopton. Winfield did not take a foul shot in the third quarter. They're still 3 of 3 on the night.
Long time since Clopton's been behind in a game, so we'll see how they answer. They got a bunch of seniors, a bunch of veterans. Winfield's done a great job in the passing lanes, though. 4 turnovers in that quarter for Winfield, or for Clopton, I should say, and 11 in the game.
Salmons has it, looks right side into Evans. His shot won't go, but he will go to the line shooting foul shots. And Evans has had a quiet night, only 6 points on the night, all coming in the first half.
Yeah, they've done a good job collapsing on him. That's 4 on Schulte. So trouble mounting for Winfield with Hines with 4 and Schulte with 4. Nobody in foul trouble for the Hawks.
Evans, shot on the way. It's wide right, rims out.
They're going to need to start making some baskets, aren't they?
That they are, especially the ones that they give you. Evans does convert the second.
Spoonster in for Josh Harvey.
A little more aggressive pressure in the man-to-man.
And here comes that double team I was talking about, but they couldn't get it up there quick enough. There it comes.
Capel to Burke. Burke right side. Cross-court pass. Pruitt puts it on the floor, guarded by Spoonster, kicks it back out for Capel. And to Burke, he's guarded right there by Lindsay. Resets the offense. Comes around to pick to the left wing. Stops, picks up his dribble, turns it over. Clopton comes the other direction, down by 3. Genowine to Evans. He's in the lane, that's his sweet spot. He gets it to go over the front iron. The lead is 1.
That's their game, get it up and down. Take advantage of the turnover.
Into the near court. Had a man underneath was Keel. Just couldn't get the pass to him. It goes out of bounds. Turnover back to Clopton.
Well, they were able to get that double team jump that time, which they've been trying to do this half. And it created the turnover. As back in is Josh Harvey. Adam Lindsay will take a seat.
Genuine directs traffic, kicks it right side for Spoonster. Spoonster picks up his dribble, spins, and gives it to Evans beyond 3. Evans, rainbow, Spoonster thinks about the 3, guarded by Keel, picks up his dribble, hands left side for Harvey. In the paint, Salmons, he takes it to the glass. It goes. Tough shot by Salmons, but he gets the bucket to drop.
Put it off the glass, and it tried to roll out, but spun back in.
Evans tipped it away, but they're going to call him for the foul.
That'll be his 3rd.
Look pretty clean from here. Keel checks out. Back in with 4 fouls is Pruitt.
It's full-on, full-court pressure now by the Hawks. Man-to-man.
Pruitt gets it into Burke. He's guarded by Genuine, into the trap, breaks the trap. Pass is on the sideline. Gonna say last touched by Spoonster. Both teams pointed their own direction.
Lindsay back in for Spoonster for the Hawks.
Burke has it between the circles on the left side, beyond 3, guarded by Genuine. Burke cycles back to the right, thinks about the 3, passes it up. Schulte picks up his dribble in the paint, baseline, Capel. He spins, has a man cutting to the basket. Score that one for Pruitt. Winfield on top by a point.
Back and forth we go.
Baseline give and go. The nice cut from Evans. And Clopton with the lead. Stolen by Genuine. Genuine into the paint. Salmons has it stripped away. Tough call there on Burke. They're going to say Burke fouled Salmons.
That'll be number 2 on Burke. With some of the Winfield faithful down here. We've seen Winfield fans get thrown out of games a couple times in the last couple years. So.
Surely not.
Saw one get thrown out over Montgomery County. Not a Winfield fan. A fan get thrown out of Montgomery County last Thursday, as a matter of fact.
Evans takes the inbounds pass, gets it to Harvey. Baseline drive, off the glass, tough shot. Evans high for the rebound, gets it back. His shot up and in.
Did a great job that time of taking one dribble just to clear himself and shot the layup. There's not a timeout on the floor. It looks like maybe Brady Capel got popped somewhere around the waist, if you know what I'm saying.
He's collecting his thoughts.
Give him a little time to recheck things.
Well, Kane Evans had 6 points in the first half, none in the third quarter. He's got 7 already in the fourth quarter. And that has been a large part of the turnaround in this game. Clopton now leads by 3.
Right, it would seem he's decided to give me the ball, boys. I'm going to try and take us to the promised land. As they're still giving Brady Capel a little time to catch his breath.
Winfield will inbound. Schulte will trigger. He gets it into Burke. Burke heads up court, has a man, Pruitt down low, wide open. His layup off the glass and in. That's the way to beat the press.
Yeah, they were trying to get that double team. Had 3 guys chasing the dribbler and left 2 guys wide open at the other end.
Clopton now with a 1-point lead, under 5 minutes to play in the fourth. Top of the key for Harvey to Salmons, left wing Harvey. Evans holds it, sees Genuine. He looks for the cutter. Evans couldn't get it to him. Salmons steps in, gets in the air, gets it back to Genuine, left wing beyond 3. Evans, low post left. His hook shot just a little short. Tipped out of bounds. I think it's going to stay with Clopton.
You say it's off of Pruitt.
So Clopton will trigger. Genuine just to the left of his own basket. Evans backdoor cut, and the layup goes. That's 9 in the fourth quarter for Kane Evans.
Well, you can't have that easy of a shot on the inbounds.
Winfield down by 3, 4:22 to play in the fourth. Turnover, losing the ball is Brady Capel.
7 turnovers in the half for Winfield now. Kind of a flip side to what Clopton did in the first half.
Winfield.
Here comes that 2-2-1 press.
Ball is swatted in the backcourt. Nice job with the steal. Bounce pass right side. Pruitt, his left-hander's good. Schulte with the steal. Pruitt with the make. It's a one-point game. Clopton breaks the press. Right side. Looking baseline is Harvey. He's double-teamed there. Needs some help. Calls a timeout to avoid the 5-second call. We'll step aside for a break as well. Back with more after this on Eagle 102 Sports. After the timeout, Clopton has the ball and a one-point lead. 3 minutes, 50 seconds to play. I'm Rodney Dolbear alongside Jim Ross. First boys semifinal coming to an exciting conclusion. Genuine beyond three, puts it on the floor, drives baseline, looks to dump it underneath, couldn't get it to anybody. Rebound, Hines. He's in some trouble, has it swatted, gets it back. Now to Burke, ahead of the pack. To Schulte. Schulte, cross court for Burke. Backs it out, doesn't take the three, sets the offense.
Ooh, had Hines wide open for a three. He was begging for it, too.
Schulte holds it high, guarded by Evans. A little bit of a mismatch there. Schulte into the corner for Capel. Capel looked like he had a lane there. Oh, had a nice look for Pruitt. Pruitt couldn't hold on to it. Pruitt cutting to the basket down the right side of the lane. It's off his hands. Turnover gives it back to Clopton.
Ellsbury wins in the middle school gym, 65-40 over Silex.
Winfield steals it. And we've got a foul. It's going to be whistled against
Clopton.
Lindsay.
Yeah.
No one's close to the bonus yet. That's just the second foul on Clopton, but certainly the foul does give the ball back to Winfield down by a point.
2:53 to play in the game. The Warriors are not going away.
Schulte gets it in to Burke. Guarded by Genuine. You mentioned it in the first half, and it's been the same in the second. Winfield has been very patient on offense.
Yeah, the score's right where they want it, in the 40s right now. It's going to take
Schulte.
50 to win it, though.
Capel nearly loses out of bounds. He gets it back, guarded by Salmons. Burke beyond three, right on the hash. 2 minutes and 21 seconds left. Winfield with the ball. And a one-point deficit, 48-47. Burke picks up his dribble. Pressure comes. Right side, Capel. Pruitt nearly loses it, gets it back. Baseline. Burke to the cutter. In the paint, score the basket for Hines. And he'll have a foul shot coming.
They just kept working and kept working. Finally found the shuffle cut, got the bucket and the foul. And Hines can make it a 2-point lead for the Hawks, or for the Warriors, if he can make this free throw.
First foul shot of the second half coming for Winfield.
Foul on Lindsay, his third.
Hines knocks it down. The lead is 2. Under 2 minutes to play. Harvey gets it across to Genuine into the trap. Picks up his dribble, I thought. He did not. Back to Harvey. Offense sets with 1:46. Harvey to Genuine. Right side, Harvey gets it back. Lindsay to Evans. Harvey hangs in the air. Salmons. Offensive foul is going to be called. Pruitt stood his ground.
Fouls on Josh Harvey. And Clopton wants a timeout.
We'll step aside for a break. 1 minute, 29 ticks left in this one. Winfield will have the ball and a 2-point lead when we come back on Eagle 102 Sports. Well, we've got a good one. As I said before the break, 1 minute, 29 seconds left. I'm Rodney Dolbear alongside Jim Ross. 50-48. Winfield will have the ball on a 2-point lead, full court pressure. Capel gets it to Schulte, guarded by Evans in the backcourt. He heads up court, crosses the timeline on the right side. He'll back it out. Evans, tight pressure. Capel stands out near the logo to Burke. 1 minute 14, he just lets some time run. He's guarded by Genuine. Has it on the ground, last touch by Genuine. Nice job by Burke there. He sealed off Genuine and didn't touch the ball.
Right. And Genuine's like, what's that all about, you know? Well, kind of like blocking out on a rebound, right?
Yep. Winfield triggers. Burke runs it down in the backcourt. We've got an even minute left. Winfield with the ball and the 2-point lead. Capel has it, guarded by Salmons. 55. Capel hands to Burke with 50. Burke now is fouled by Genuine.
And that'll send him to 5 fouls, and we'll shoot free throws. Will Burke. Just going to be, I think, well, actually, they called that on Salmons, so his second. And Burke has yet to come to the charity stripe today.
Gets the first one to go.
Still one possession game at this point. This is a big free throw right here for Winfield.
Second one's on the way. It rims out, no good. The first miss on the night. Clopton with the rebound, down by 3, 40 seconds left. Right side, now into the baseline. Corner 3 on the way. It won't go. Rebound underneath Evans. His shot up. Didn't go, but he was fouled. 2 shots coming for Kane Evans.
Foul's going to go on Capel, I believe, his second. And that'll send Kane to the free throw line for 2 shots. 2 important free throws with 32 seconds to play in the ball game. Trailing by 3.
Evans has 9 of the 11 points Clopton scored in the 4th quarter, and he makes the first of 2. Two-point game with a free throw coming for Evans. It's on the way and good.
Got them both.
Timeout taken on the court. We'll step aside for a break as well. Back after this on Eagle 102 Sports. 51-50 is the score here. 32 seconds left. Winfield will inbounds with the 1-point lead. Full court pressure coming from Clopton.
See if Winfield's drawn something up to throw it over the top. Yeah, they're going to line up everybody out of bounds. This is a new inbounds play that teams have come up with. You can throw it along the baseline if you want.
They get it in. Pruitt has it. He's going to be fouled right away by Adam Lindsay.
It'll be his fourth.
I found it a little odd. The last possession, Winfield was very, very content, and they got the foul, just missed the free throws. Really weren't looking for any offense there. Had some opportunities, I thought, where they missed an open lane to the basket.
Yeah, trying to burn too much clock, trying not to lose instead of trying to win.
Big free throws coming. First one's too strong.
That opens the door for the Hawks.
Pruitt with one more. It's on the way. This one's good. First one too strong. That one right on the mark. The lead is 2. 30 seconds into the near court. Harvey. Left side for Genuine. Evans, he has it. Cuts through 2 defenders. Lays it up and in. He's having a big night in the fourth quarter. Capel gets it back to Schulte. Game is tied with 15. Schulte into the near court. Guarded by Harvey. Schulte right side. Hines. Timeout on the floor taken by Winfield. We'll keep it right here. Talk about this one. 8.8 seconds left. If you're going to call a timeout, I thought maybe waited a little too long.
I was going to say a little sooner. 8.8, you usually want to shoot it with about 4 so you have a chance for an offensive rebound if there's a miss. But
I was, to be honest, with where he was at on the court, I thought maybe he'd stepped on the sideline when I heard the whistle go.
Well, and unfortunately for them, it looks like it's going to be a sideline inbounds rather than underneath the basket. So we'll see what kind of sideline play. There are sideline plays that can get you a layup, but mainly what I think Winfield wants to do is they want to go to the hole. They want to get the ball and go to the basket, try and get the shot in or get a foul and go to the line, make the officials make a decision if they have to try and determine this game as we're tied at 52. And it's been all Kane Evans for the Hawks in the fourth quarter.
13 of the 15 points Clopton has scored have come from Kane Evans. And
he just tied it with a bucket right there in the last 10 seconds of the game.
We talked about him having a quiet first 3 quarters. Well, he hasn't been quiet in the fourth.
No, up to 19 for the game, actually. So let's see what Winfield's drawn up. It's going to be a man-to-man defense by the Hawks.
Schulte will inbounds. He's guarded there by Salmons.
Salmons is 6'3", so he can create some issues for the inbounds.
Burke gets it in with 8. Guarded by Genuine. Takes it to the basket, dumps it down. Capel misses the layup. Put back won't go. Evans with 2. And a timeout called with 1.2 seconds left.
Oh, my goodness. A wide open shot underneath. A great pass, but unable to convert at the bucket. And Hawks get the rebound. And we'll have 1.2 seconds and another timeout by the Hawks. I believe that's their last timeout, if I'm not mistaken, with 1.2 seconds. The clock here goes off and counts down the timeout, which never made any sense to me at all. But nonetheless, we'll see what Tony Francis has got. We're probably headed to overtime. You're going to make a long baseball pass, Christian Leitner type pass to try and get it to the other end and maybe get a foul or throw up something desperate at the buzzer. But a good job by the Hawks to actually get back and tie this ball game after they were down by 3 late and able to tie things up.
Winfield 3 of 5 from the line in the fourth quarter. Those freebies missed loom large now. They were a perfect 3 of 3 in the first half, all in the first quarter.
Yeah, and not a lot of fouls in this game. Not a lot of free throws in this game either. Only 8 for Winfield and 2, 4, 11 for Clopton. So it's been a very clean game, a well-played game, and it's a close game. So we'll see what they've got here in the final 1.2.
Well, Genuine will trigger. He's guarded by Keel. Genuine baseball pass down the court. It's going to fall into the hands of Winfield. So we're going to overtime for the second time in this Bowling Green tournament. 52-52 after regulation. Back with more after this on Eagle 102 Sports. Well, we'll jump center to start things. 52-52. Evans, as we said, had 13 in the fourth quarter, 19 overall on the night.
13 of the 15. Mason Pruitt had 7 of the 11 for Winfield.
So it'll be Capel jumping center against Salmons. Clopton will move left to right here in overtime. Tipped into the backcourt. And Clopton controls. Into the near court. Harvey has it for Genuine. Genuine beyond 3, now left side of the lane. Left side, stolen away by Pruitt. Lindsay had his pocket picked. Winfield has their first offensive possession of the overtime. Schulte has it, guarded by Evans, picks up his dribble. Pruitt launches a 3 from the corner. It's an air ball, rebound Capel. Hines gets it, behind the back dribble, drives the lane. Left-handed or reverse layup off the right side. It won't go. Rebound comes underneath to Lindsay. Outlet pass to Harvey. Right up the center of the court to Genuine. Genuine holds it high, looks into the corner for Harvey. Harvey gets it to Lindsay in the corner beyond 3. Looks inside for Evans, can't get it to him. We've played a minute in the overtime, still tied at 52. Left side Salmons puts it on the ground. His left-handed layup, it won't go. Rebound underneath Schulte. He'll dribble out of a trap, not completely yet. Long cross-court pass, needing to get it across the timeline, and he does, but it's stolen. Capel had his pocket pick. Clopton the other direction. Evans into the paint, Genuine. One pass too many, intended for Salmons, out of bounds. They're going to say it will go to Winfield. Thought for a moment they were going to say it was tipped. You mentioned kind of the fancy passes earlier. That was just, I think, one too many. Genuine had to look there from just under the basket. Could have made the bucket or drawn the foul or both.
Keel will check in as to the bench is Capel. He went behind the bench. He's got a cramp. They're stretching him out behind the Winfield bench.
Schulte has it to Burke between the circles. 2:23 left in the first overtime. Burke backs it out. Keel sets a pick into the corner for Schulte. Schulte, top of the key for Keel. Guarded by Evans. Behind the back leg dribble. Has a nice cutter for Hines down low, but swatted out of bounds. Good recovery by Harvey.
Yeah, great block there on a wide open look for Hines. We've burned almost half of the overtime and nobody scored yet.
Harvey came down the lane quick to make that block. Pass is stolen momentarily by Lindsay. He stepped on the near sideline, so Winfield will maintain possession.
Tried to get 2 feet in, but couldn't quite do it.
Schulte will trigger. Into the backcourt for Burke. Genuine with the defense. Burke will cross the timeline as we come under 2 minutes of the first overtime period here, tied at 52. Burke with the right-hand dribble, with the cutter. It's also blocked. Keel gets the rebound. Schulte had it blocked by Salmons. Winfield maintains possession. They reset. Burke puts it on the floor. Keel, guarded by Evans, beyond 3. Uses his dribble. Gets it to Pruitt. He's guarded by Lindsay. Behind the back, Pruitt into the corner for Keel, guarded by Evans. He holds it high, puts it on the floor. To Burke. Genuine nearly got it. Burke takes it to the glass, in the air. His shot's good. Camden Burke.
Over the top of Evans and got it to go.
Winfield by 2. Straight to the basket. Evans. His shot goes off the left side of the glass. We're tied at 54, under a minute. Pruitt hangs off the glass and in. Nice patience by Pruitt to let the defense clear.
And Winfield wants a timeout.
We'll step aside for a break as well. 56-54 Winfield. Back with more after this on Eagle 102 Sports. Timeout is over. We've got 51 seconds left. Clopton will inbounds underneath the Winfield basket. No pressure by Winfield. Clopton will have the ball. Trailing by 2, 56-54. Harvey crosses the timeline, looks to his right. Now back to his left to Genuine beyond 3. He picks up his dribble, gets it back to Harvey. In the paint, has it stripped, but they're going to have a foul.
I'll say it's on the drive. And if that's on Schulte, that's his 5th, and it is.
So Schulte will have to check out.
And he's got, what, 15 seconds nowadays, I think, to get a sub in. So he'll wait, and they'll bring in Rowland, Caden Rowland for him.
Rowland checks in. Clopton will inbounds. Genuine triggers. Keel with the pressure. Rainbow pass to Harvey. Left side, Evans with 35. He looks at the clock. Had a cutter, couldn't get it down low for Harvey. Genuine hangs in the air, kicks it out, throws it away. He was in the air. I've noticed quite a few times tonight, Clopton gets in the air before they make the pass. Well, he got in the air and there wasn't anybody to throw it to.
Alex St. John will come into the game for the first time as Brady Capel still trying to walk off a cramp over behind the bench. So they're down Schulte and Capel right now. And Hines has got 4, but we're at 27 seconds.
Hines gets it. Genuine ran into him but didn't get the foul. Burke in the backcourt ahead to Hines. Hines travels. And the mistake, the turnover, unforced, gives it back to Clopton.
And
timeout.
They'll take a full timeout.
Full timeout. We'll step aside for a break as well with 20 seconds left in overtime. Back with more after this on Eagle 102 Sports. Well, Winfield has the 2-point lead. Clopton will have the ball. The Warriors trying to pull off what I'd call a substantial upset.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, after, you know, when you play a team a week prior to this and win handily, you had to guard against overlooking them, right? Being too overconfident. I don't know what that's what the case is. But I know Colin Groves had a game plan, and it's been a good one. And right now they lead by 2. We'll see what Clopton can do here in the final 20 seconds.
Winfield has had their game plan and executed it very well. Harvey gets it in. Evans with 15. Top of the key, Genuine. Genuine head and shoulder fake. Has it stripped away. Into the near court, running down the lane. Layup off the glass and in for Hines. The lead is 4. That's going to do it. The Winfield Warriors will advance to the championship game. 58-54, taking down the #1 seed, Clopton Hawks. What a game. What a game. We'll be back with a recap after this on Eagle 102 Sports.
Well, a major upset here in the semifinals as the 4 seed Winfield Warriors upset the #1 seed Clopton Hawks 58-54 in overtime. They outscored the Hawks 6-2 in that overtime period to get that win, and a couple turnovers on the last 2 possessions that Clopton had that were converted into points were the difference in the ball game as the Warriors advance on to the championship game. Let's take a look at the scoring first for the Hawks. They had Kane Evans, actually after a slow start, 6 in the first half, finished with 21 for the game. 10 for Josh Harvey, 8 for Tucker Salmon, 7 for Jordan Genowine, 5 for Adam Lindsay, and 3 for Trey Spoonster. The Hawks were 7 for 11 from the free throw line, and they turned it over 18 times, which is way, way out of character for the Hawks and probably the difference in this ball game. For Winfield, a couple guys in double figures. Bo Schulte led them with 15, Mason Pruitt with 14, 9 each for Camden Burke and Brady Capel, 8 for Drew Hines, and 3 for Caleb Keel. They were 6 for 8 from the line, and they only turned it over 12 times in the ball game. So they advance on. They raise their record. They even at 500 do the Warriors. And Clopton drops to 12-6 on the season, and their 6-game winning streak comes to a halt. We're going to take a break, and we'll set up for the next game as the Bowling Green Bobcats and the Van Far Indians are on the floor. The second semifinals next on Eagle 102 Sports. Well, we've had our first major upset of the tournament on semifinal night, game 1 in the championship bracket, as the top-seeded Clopton Hawks go down in overtime 58-54 to the Winfield Warriors. Next up, the 2 and the 3 seed, the 2-seed Van Far Indians, will square off against the host club, the Bowling Green Bobcats. They met back on the 17th of January right here in Bowling Green. Bowling Green won that game 51-35, and as we just saw, that really doesn't mean a whole lot as the Winfield Warriors just proved. Bowling Green leads the series 13-11. 13-1, 13-11, yeah, going back to 2008. How did they get here, you might ask? Bowling Green defeated North Callaway 65-52 in a very workmanlike win for the Bobcats. And Van Far won fairly handily over Louisiana as they won that game 67-37 and to advance on into this championship game. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back with our keys to the ball game right after this on Eagle 102 Sports. Well, the keys to this game, in the first game, Bowling Green just out-physicaled Van Far, and we'll see what Coach Conaway has to say about that in this ball game.
Well, they did out-physical. I mean, it just, it really, the second half, they just muscled their way to the win and kind of ran away and hit a little bit in that second half.
You know, and you got the old Wiley veteran and Pat Conaway coaching against the new guy, the upstart Andrew Martinson. So it'll be interesting to see if Van Far has made any adjustments. Both teams pretty athletic. In our game the other night, Jace Eskew, I'd lost count. I think he had 5 dunks in the game. So they've got some guys, some real leapers on the team for Bowling Green that can get up and down the floor and really do some damage. And of course, Pacey Redding's been the standard bearer for Van Far pretty much all season. They got a couple other guys that can score as well. Carson Huff will get in there and mix it up, as will Evan Utterback. And so it should be interesting. Van Far averages 59.3 points a game, is giving up 47.8, while Bowling Green's averaging 57.1 and giving up 45.8. So on paper, it looks like it should be a close one.
Well, you mentioned Jace Eskew had kind of a quiet game with no dunks in the first matchup, and actually Reading did not have that big a game either. Utterback had a big game for Van Far. So the two guys that I came into expecting to see have a big game, neither one really did.
Right, and that tells you that they're not the only guys that can do the job on their respective teams, and I'm sure we'll see a lot of that from those other players here tonight. Over in the small gym and online, you can listen to the North Callaway and watch the North Callaway Louisiana game. That game's probably already started since we went into overtime. So if you want to keep track of that, be sure and look at that on kjfmradio.com. Teams are going to their huddles. We're going to have the national anthem from the band, so we will take a break and we will come back after the national anthem with our starting lineups and your opening tip right after this on KJFM Eagle 102 Sports. Starting for the Van Far Indians, a senior number 0, Carson Huff. A junior number 12, Kason Christian. A junior number 20, Pacey Redding. A junior number 21, Gavin Gaston. And a junior number 34, Evan Utterback. For head coach Pat Conway, is assisted by Brett Redding and Chad Redding for Bowling Green. A senior number 24, Joaquin Aguilar. Sophomore number 5, Ryan Hall. A sophomore number 22, Jack McDaniel. A senior number 23, Jace Eskew. And a senior number 34, Hayden Gordy. For Andrew Martinson and his assistants, Scott Brewer and Ryan Talkington. Cats are 11-3. Indians are 14-5. Glad to have you with us. Looks like Eskew will jump center against Gaston. Van Far in there. Black and gold, black uniforms with gold numbers. Bowling Green in their home numbers with our home uniforms with white and red numbers and black trim. And Van Far controls the opening tip, and quickly to the bucket goes the Indians. That was Redding. His shot won't go. He gets his own rebound, and he'll kick it out for a 3-ball to Gaston. It's good. So just like that, Van Far off to a 3-0 lead against this Bowling Green Bobcat host team. Let's see what they've got to offer tonight. See if they are a little overconfident with the win a couple of weeks ago.